So very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming today. And I have the pleasure of talking to you today about two of my absolute favorite topics, people and their money.
With the current mortgage crisis, the unpredictable stock markets, and the fear of a recession, many Americans are worried about their financial future. But understanding your fears, strengths, and weaknesses when it comes to managing your money can help you achieve financial security. Dr. Susan McCarthy says money can teach us a lot about ourselves.
Dr. Susan McCarthy is one of Barron's top 100 women financial advisors, and she's also the author of a new book called The Value of Money. Welcome to the 700 Club. Susan,
thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
What about the emotions in money? People say you're supposed to be ice cold when you deal with money, and you say that's not the way to handle it.
I think that's not the way to handle it. Most of us aren't. We're all emotional when it comes to our money. And I think there's tremendous potential in acknowledging and understanding our emotional relationship to our money. The truth is that there is an enormous amount to be learned in exploring the relationship you have to your money.
You know, money's so tight for people right now. If you don't have a lot of extra, how do you plan for the future?
You have to get control of the finances one way or another. And if that means you have to deal with debt counselors or whatever it is, you have to get control of that situation first so that you get on an even keel with your money.
What do you do for people who say, you know, I don't know if I have the money to go find a financial advisor? Are there any low-cost alternatives to that?
Work with whoever provides the 401k for your employer. They generally will provide some instruction, some assistance, or some people that you can talk to, and that's for free. I think there are some differences when it comes to investing. I think women tend to be a little bit more educational and men a little quicker to make decisions. You know, men don't necessarily like to ask for directions, and women do.
So what you're saying is that women are actually better investors than men?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I think we're all emotional when it comes to our money, and that's what I write about in The Value of Money.
You mentioned fear. Do you find fear is there in people's lives?
You know, I do find fear. There's fear of running out of money. There's fear of making a big mistake. There's fear of being taken advantage of. There's also even kind of a fear of someone else getting more than their share. Money only has the power that we give it. We give money power, and in our society, we give money a lot of power, a lot of power.
The idea of the emotion of money, how did you arrive at this? Because most people talk about, you know, the basic information. They talk about all the numbers related to money, but not the emotion.
Not the emotion so much, and yet in all these years that I have worked with people and their money, I've observed how tightly linked money and emotion really are for everyone. Throughout this show, we'll be talking about how you can begin to understand what kind of a money type you have, what's your personal style with money. And we'll also be talking about why I believe it's so important that you know.
What are some of the major emotional types that you encounter?
Well, I identify 7 different types in the book. There is, for example, the money is king type, and these are people for whom money trumps everything. Or there's the wolf never leaves my door. People are always, always afraid. You can sabotage yourself in creative and unusual ways using your money. And the money martyr is a person who will always find a way to undermine himself or herself using money. And then there's the I'll pick up the bill if you'll just type. We've all met this person. This is the person who uses his or her money to manipulate people and to dominate people. Then there's the little lamb type. This is the person who remains childlike in relationship to money. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. They don't want to think about it. They just don't want to think about it. There are some people who have amazing peace when it comes to money. And this is what I call the all is well type. These are people who are peaceful in their relationship to money, they're trusting in their relationship to money, and they're trustworthy in relationship to money. They make excellent financial decision makers. And then there's the best type of all, the one that I aspire to. This is called the spread the joy type. These are people who understand that money is only a tool. It's no more, no less. I believe that we can be much better financial decision makers if we confront and understand and embrace, if you will, our emotional relationships to money.